jobs and wages. So many of you said you wanted to become successful, to help out your families and enjoy your life. Do you realize that many of the world's largest businesses today are in the same age range as many of you? Amazon is 28, Google 24, Facebook 18, Instagram 12, and TikTok is 6. New technologies will continue to disrupt and supersede existing industries. And as the world goes increasingly digital, Jamaica must not be left behind. We need our own digital transformation, bringing affordable broadband internet to every Jamaican home to help our young Jamaicans to compete and outshine their peers across the world. Your vote can help us to make those necessary changes. Find out everything you need to know about.
See this article in the paper. Golding rebuffs invitation to meet with Chuck on constitutional reform. Insists to talk with the Prime Minister. Right. He says he was expecting an invitation to meet with Holness himself to discuss the way forward as a first step. Golding made his feelings clear in a letter to Holness dated October 3, 2025, which he said was a response to the September 30 letter from Holness. The letter from Holness was not released. In his letter, Golding pointed to Holness' speech at his swearing-in as Prime Minister, in which Holness said, "Mark, let us partner together to complete the work we started in making Jamaica a republic." Golding said he welcomed those words as they are consistent with the reality that the government does not now have a two-thirds majority in either House of Parliament, further reinforcing the imperative of partnership between Jamaica's two major political parties in if progress to be made from reforming the constitution. However, he said Holness' proposal that he meet with Chuck will not initiate the required partnership to which we speak. I therefore invite you to reconsider the matter in light of what I am suggesting in this letter and look forward to hearing from you presently, he stated. Golding further pointed out that the only route of reaping success in the reform effort is through authentic collaboration, as demonstrated by former political leaders from, for example, former Prime Minister Bruce Golding, in opening the debate on the Charter of Fundamental Rights and Freedoms in 2010, outlined the imperative of partnering in the reform process, while former Prime Minister P.J. Patterson wrote to both leaders in December 2, 2021, saying that the solution to constitutional reform requires unity of purpose and action transcending partisan borders. Golding also stated in his letter that for him, constitutional reform means leaving both the British monarchy as head of the state and the British monarchy's Privy Council has the final court of appeal, and in a matter of Jamaica's constitution no longer originates from the Order of Council of the British monarch. This issue is leaving the Privy Council has been a contentious one between both main political parties, with the government proposing that the matter not be addressed in the first phase of the reform, while the opposition insists it must be done in tandem with removing the King of England as Jamaica's head of state. The opposition is also in favor of Jamaica joining the Caribbean Court of Justice appellate jurisdiction, while Holness has said he would prefer a Jamaican final court and for Jamaicans to have the final say on the matter through the referendum. So you see, why is he trying to play hide and seek with the man? No, they're supposed to meet and talk together. He's sending the I think is the what now, the deputy. No, Mr. Golden want to talk to him himself. And I can't blame Mr. Golden in doing so. So thank you guys for listening. Thank you very much. Thank you. So please like, share, and subscribe. God bless.
We intend to hold this government to account.
Anju behaving like a snake. That's what I'm trying to do. It's trying to catch a mark in his web, but it won't work. And you know what hurt me the most? He wants to discuss certain things. He wants certain things to happen for Jamaica, right? And yet, he don't want to meet with the opposition. You understand? No, Mark wrote him a letter to meet with him, and where him to? Send Delroy Chuck. That's the stupidest, but Delroy Chuck no. Because when I read this thing last night, I have to wonder, what is this man doing? So anyway, you guys will see what's going on. Fresh talks on constitutional reform facing hiccups. In a letter dated September 30, 2025, the Prime Minister reportedly wrote to Golding proposing the meeting with Chuck. Golding, who wrote to the Prime Minister yesterday, expressed his heartfelt desire that the country completes its unfinished circle of independence by establishing Jamaica's full sovereignty. The opposition leader noted that this translates to both removing the British monarch as head of state and the Privy Council as the country's final court of appeal. Refreshing remarks made by Holness at his recent inauguration ceremony at King's House, Golding said the Prime Minister said words to the effect, "Mark, let us partner together to complete the work we started in making a republic." Past Prime Minister's cooperation, Golding reasoned that cooperation and interactions between Jamaica's past Prime Ministers and their opposition counterparts have resulted in the passing of the Charter of Foundation Rights and Freedoms in 2010 and the transition from colonial status to political independence. According, it is you and I, as the leaders of Jamaica, two major political parties who must establish a basis for the required partnership. If the reform process is not to become another exercise in futility, Golding wrote. On the basis of the Prime Minister's express aspiration of partnership in moving Jamaica to a republic, Golding said he was expecting an invitation from the head of government for them to discuss the way forward as a first step. However, Golding argued that the Prime Minister's proposal is him to meet with the Justice Minister will not initiate the required partnership of which they had spoken. I therefore invite you to reconsider the matter in light of what I am suggesting in this letter and look forward of hearing from you presently, said Golding in his massive in his with the ruling administration no longer holding in two-thirds majority in the House of Representatives, Golding indicated that this further reinforces the imperative of partnership between Jamaica's two major political parties if progress is to be made in reforming the constitution. I accept that the only route to reaping success in this reform effort is through authentic collaboration as demonstrated by former political leaders, Golding said. During the last parliamentary term, efforts to advance constitutional reform had hit a snag after the opposition insisted that it would not participate in the progress of the then ruling administration refused to win the move forward to a republic while at the same time seceding from the King's Party Council. So this is another portion of the news that I've seen in the article. So thank you guys for listening. Thank you. God bless.
Madam Speaker, the Prime Minister in his inaugural address at King's House emphasized the importance of the country coming together, of unity, and so on. And I think nobody in Jamaica would express a contrary view. Unity is strength, and we must all strive for it. However, it cannot be achieved by platitudes or just empty words. One hand can't clap. And it is important, if we want to build consensus around important topics, that there be some action, some actual tangible effort to achieve consensus. And the events that have taken place here today, I don't think augur well in that regard. We have heard from the Prime Minister that he wants to pursue the constitutional reform effort further. And we do also want to see Jamaica move from the vestiges of colonialism, which are still very much present in our existing constitutional arrangements, and achieve full decolonization, which is long overdue. For that to happen, there needs to be consensus around certain critical things that we regard as fundamental to this exercise. And we don't feel that any effort has really been made to achieve such consensus thus far. And I look forward to seeing whether or not that will in fact take place going forward.
Like, share, and subscribe, and drop a comment in the comment section. Thank you.